This. All right, so my name is Oluchi Madu. I'm the founder of Talent Maximization Academy and Purpose Driven Champs Academy. Talent Maximization Academy is for adults, while Purpose Driven Champs Academy is for preteens and teenagers. And today we are going to be having a very important conversation. This webinar, as a matter of fact, was birthed out of the conversations I've been having with our Nigerian community living here in the UK. So I decided to share the tools that I've been using to help people over the years so that many of us will start to reconnect with themselves and also live as they are designed to be. I'm going to share my slide. Yeah. Okay, let me know if you can see my slide. Please let me know. Let me know if you can see my slide. Say yes in the comment section if you can see my slide. Merciful Father. Please, can we unmute our can we all mute our audio so that we have a very okay? Let me mute everybody. Yeah. All right. Like I said, we are going to have a very interesting conversation. I think this is zooming out now. Go to fitting. We're going to be having a very important conversation. I said that I'm going to show you how to turn your gifts into businesses, not just a business that will, fade away when you are gone. I'm talking about transgenerational businesses. I'm going to show you how you can turn your business, how you can turn your gifts into businesses wherever you are, wherever you find yourself. Your gifts are meant to bloom and blossom wherever you find yourself, whether you're in Nigeria, UK, US, and anywhere in the world, because your gift is stable, is natural, is constant, it doesn't change. So at the end of this webinar, you are going to learn how to turn your inherent gifts into wealth creation tools and also connect with your purpose. Because a life well spent is a life lived on purpose. Whatever you are doing and you are not experiencing that priceless joy and fulfillment, trust me, you wouldn't know what you are missing. And this feeling is better experienced than explained because there is no word. There is no word that can really paint the picture as it is. So the best life anybody can live is that life that you connect with your purpose and enjoy the fulfillment and joy that is attached to your purpose on earth. Years ago, I was invited for a speaking engagement somewhere in Abuja by a very big church. On getting to the venue for the speaking engagement, I was wowed by the number of people that gathered for that particular event. A sitting capacity of about 1,000 sitting capacity hall was filled to the brim. So I was invited to talk on how to start with what you have from wherever you are. At the end of the delivery, everybody was scampering to have a conversation with me. But there was this particular man that got my attention. He should be in his 60s. And his question, as he was trying to come to the front to have a conversation with me, his question struck me. And honestly, I was very close to tears. He said, "My daughter, from your teaching today, it's very obvious that I've missed it in life. I wasted my youthful age. But one question I want to ask now, is there any hope for me to start again? This was somebody that was in his 60s, or even, let's say, late 60s or early 70s. I was moved to tears. And the truth is that one of the biggest problems that we have is that thinking that we have time. Every day when we wake up, to us, we'll be thinking we have time. Oh, I will start this tomorrow. Oh, let me do it next month. Oh, let me wait for the perfect time. Many of us are waiting for the perfect time to launch a perfect program for a perfect life. But the reality of life is that the word perfection does not exist. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. Like I always tell people, don't ever strive for perfection. You will get frustrated. The only being that is perfect is God. So why beat yourself to be perfect? Strive for excellence. There will never be a perfect time for you to launch anything. All you need is the best time, and that best time is now. So like this man in Abuja who asked, is there any time for me, or is there any hope for me? My prayer always is for everybody to see life and purpose as something that has to do with urgency. So you don't wake up in 60s, in 70s and start asking yourself, what happened to my dreams? All the things that you plan to be or to achieve on earth, thinking that there is life. Boom, one day you wake up in the morning, you are 60, you are 70, you start wondering, what happened to my dreams? And you find out that you've never achieved anything that is of interest to you, anything that would have been a fulfillment, that would have been a source of joy and fulfillment. And you start, running kitty kata at that moment to achieve all those things. Because the truth is that there are things that our youthful age would be an age for us to achieve quickly and without so much stress. But there's a certain age or stage we'll get in life, we will struggle to do some things. So it is always a wake-up call when you hear a message like this. Don't just hear it, at that moment it becomes like a ball of fire, and at the end of that a webinar or seminar or teaching, wherever you hear it, it goes down like fire. Benjamin Franklin said that some people die at 25 and aren't buried until 75. Somebody may be wondering, what exactly does this mean? What this means is that every child starts manifesting who they are created to be at between the age of 3 and 7. For those that start late, it could be from 7 to 15 years. They will start exhibiting exactly who they are designed to be. However, the only people that can see this and understand what they are exhibiting are those that are purpose-driven, those that have already discovered themselves and are also living their life according to their purpose. Those that have not discovered themselves, there are certain manifestations these children will be doing, and they will term it something else. In our children's academy, there was a boy that was exhibiting manifesting unusual abilities. To my greatest dismay, his teacher in school termed it something else, and they were busy frustrating this boy until they met me in life. We started a journey. Before they even met me, a lot of damage has been made. I remember maybe growing up, you were this person, so many things, so many thoughts were going on in your mind, that when you were fearless then, you were not scared of anything failure. You saw possibilities. So because of those possibilities you saw, there were so many things you desired to be. But all of a sudden, it's just like a switch. Why? Because the environment, the people around you, and the society has told you that you don't have the abilities, or that whatever you are aspiring to be is not something lucrative. I remember one of my mentees in Lagos, when he was to go and study fine arts in the university, the father fought and fought and fought. He said, who has ever made it as an artist? It was a tug of war, and he's the only son. So after every consultation, meeting people that the father respects, he grudgingly gave in. This guy now is one of the biggest interior decorators in Nigeria. Imagine what would have been wasted because the handlers didn't understand the abilities that this guy was showing. So between the age of 3 and 15, we manifest and show the world who we are designed to be. Because the truth is that before we came into this earth, into this world, whatever we are supposed to be or supposed to achieve are already in us. All we need is to activate and start evolving to become whatever we are designed to be. But if our handlers and our environment fail to understand or interpret all these things, we will fail to become exactly who we are designed to be. So at age 18, many of us, majority of us, have left our authentic self and borrowed who the world or the society said that they are supposed to be. Those are the time you start hearing, maybe you are choosing your course of studies, they'll start telling you, oh, is AI that is the in thing, oh, is tech that is the in thing, oh, maybe you are that is a very, you're having an interest in a particular thing. They say, no, go away. Who has that one helped? Said, we are talking about what will make you rich. At that age now, you will borrow what the words say that this is the in thing. And you leave your authentic self and borrow another human being entirely. At 25, that your original self is dead. Yeah. So it's safe to say that many of us now are already dead, but our original self are waiting for the body, our original selves are waiting for the body to eventually die at 75. Many of us have left our authentic self and we are living a borrowed life. We are doing what we are not supposed to do. We are becoming who we are not designed to be, and we are working where we are not supposed to work. We are working against our brain bent. And studies have shown that those that are working against their brain bent are liable to develop all these terminal diseases and sicknesses. Why? Because they are exhausting their energy, they are working under stress. And you know that many of us, we don't see stress as sickness. Yeah, we don't see it as anything. When you tell somebody that you're under stress, they'll go like, ordinary stress. I beg you, I thought you're saying something important. But stress is one of the killers. Stress can accumulate and form into many deadly and terminal sicknesses. So by the time people now reach their 60s and 70s, they look back and they wonder what happened to their dreams. And by then, it's almost late, because there are things that you're designed to be that you cannot really achieve because your strength, you don't have that strength again, the youthful prowess to pursue all those things. So it's always, I call it a divine opportunity. Whenever you hear such message, if you are below 18, you can afford to stroll through life. But if you are above 18, just tie your shoelace as strong as you can, find your unique path and start running, because time is not on your side. Before you will say Jack is 35, before you say Jack Robinson, you are 50. And tell me, if you have not started connecting with your original self to live your life as you are supposed to be, you wake up one day at your late stage and start asking, what happened to my dream? And may this never be the portion of any of us. Coming to the UK, almost all of us, this was the exact excitement, the feelings, coming to the UK. We had very tall dreams. Many of us had visions, even the visions that were all created before coming to the UK, our dreams, our aspirations, and so many things. But on landing here in the UK, I find out that some of us are left like this. And one may be wondering why. There are so many things people can attach to this, because on reaching here, we find out that our expectations, the way we pictured it, is not really how it is. And that is where you see people with confusion. You see many of us with regret. I've seen many people that regretted ever coming to the UK. They tell you it was one of their biggest mistake. But me, Oluchi Madu, relocating to the UK, it remains one of the biggest and best decisions we took as a family. I've seen people that are in confusion. They don't even know where to start again. I've been in clarity session and someone told me, I can't even remember having a dream again. In fact, my mind is so clouded that I don't remember what vision is. All I'm living for now is I'm living on survival. I just want to survive. I just want to do everything humanly possible to see that I survive in this place. But as for visions and dreams, I don't have them anymore. Now, the truth is that coming to the UK, some of us came in here with expatriate mindsets. Yes. Why some other ones came in here with immigrant mindset? Somebody may be wondering, which one is expatriate and immigrant mindset again? I am coming. An expatriate mindset is that mindset that is coming in and bearing in mind that you are coming in to build, to add value. And the value you're going to add is something that will help you to make a jaw-dropping record. But an immigrant mindset is that mindset that you are coming in and having a mindset that the people welcoming you are doing you a favor. So you can afford to take whatever that is left. To you, there are no options. So whatever that is left on the table, that is what you're going to manage, make do with. Unknowingly, unconsciously, we all live out the mindset that we came in with. If you see someone with an expatriate mindset, it will show all over the person. And if you see someone with an immigrant mindset, it will also show all over the person. The perception, that perception you are having is also what you are giving out. And people will be perceiving you as exactly the same way you are exhibiting the mindset that you have. And this has a lot to do when it comes to opportunities in our lives. The people we meet here, how we interact with them, even the things that we open our mind to. There are those that when immediately they came in here, they saw it that, at this point, there are jobs that are not meant for me. Yeah, they are. In fact, I'm not in that category. So let me go for something lesser. And before you know it, they are taking that thing that is lesser and they are settling. You know, there is a difference between I am taking this for now so that I will work out my exit plan and plan B. And those that are taking it and they are settling, before you know it, they are settling with that which they already know that is not really what they actually wanted from the onset. But because they have that immigrant mindset, they see themselves as, second to the best, the least, in the pyramid, they see themselves as the least. So whatever that is left on the table should be for them. And the host country is doing them a favor. So whatever that is left, before you know it, they have settled there. I've also seen people that will tell you, I know that whatever I'm doing now is not what I'm supposed to do. But after ILR, I will now start thinking of what to do. My dear, if you are not yet thinking of what to do and creating an exit plan from something that you know you don't love doing, this is not where you belong. Believe me, there is a tendency that after the ILR, you will still settle in that thing. I've seen people that now all they care about is if I can pay my bills, and save some little change by the side, is okay by me. But the big question is it change? Is it paying the bills and keeping the little change by the side? Is that your plan? Is that really your plan? Is that the vision that you have? Is that the dreams? Is that all those dreams and aspirations, the visions that you had? How come you came in here now? You are within yourself, imagination-wise, you are playing small. You start playing small. You start shrinking. from whatever that you have had all over before now. You start shrinking, reducing your dreams, cutting your dreams to pin size and all that. From being ambitious, all of a sudden you're telling yourself, all I need to do is to put food on the table, and pay bills. Is that really what it is? Is that what it is? So we will find out. Then, just like I said, that our mindset plays the biggest role in this journey, because the mindset will also be what is going to be a tool that will give you the perception that you have here. How rich your mind is, or how blocked it is going to go a long way in giving you the perception, the way you're going to perceive here. And the perception you have in any areas on whatever you are doing here is going to give you the results, whether positive or negative. How you perceive yourself in this UK is a direct signal to how you will be perceived. And the way you are perceived go a long way to what you receive at the end of the day. How you perceive any challenge also could birth a solution or more problems. How you perceive a challenge, because the truth is that there is no free challenge life. Is not possible. Wherever you find yourself, challenge comes. And I always say that challenge is a message. Every challenge that comes is a message. A challenge can come like a chariot. It could be a chariot that will lead you to the next stage. And if you don't perceive it and understand it, that this is a chariot that has come, you will see it as a problem. And when you treat it as a problem, pray, some of us that will pray, oh God, take this away. But you've not asked yourself, why am I having this challenge? Are there messages I'm supposed to, analyzing these things? Are there lessons that I'm supposed to learn? Are there opportunities now that I'm supposed to explore from these challenges that are there? It's only when you have the right mindset that you can see opportunities in challenges. But if your mindset is on a negative side, every challenge that comes is a problem. Even any challenge that comes, village people that have heard that you've relocated, now they're throwing arrows. They want to send you back by fire, by force. They want to destroy your dream. But is that really so? Some of the accusations we heaped on village people, many of them, they are very, very innocent from it. Because I always say that whatever you are designed to be in life, the only person that can stop you from becoming that thing is you. Nobody. Nobody on earth has the power to stop you from becoming who God designed you to be. Nobody but you. It boils down on you. So from that, we go over to see how perception can help us in this UK. On coming to the UK, there are 4 cardinal points that you will have to pay very big attention to. In fact, you must be conscious about them. If you are not conscious about them, you may be carried. And before you know it, you're making 1 or 2 mistakes. Very deadly mistakes. The first thing that you have to be conscious of is your spiritual life. Sometimes when we talk about spiritual life, many of us will be thinking about going to church, going to mosque. Spiritualism is higher and deeper than religiosity. So when we talk about spiritual life, it means connecting and being at peace with your inner man and your source. Make no mistake with anything that has to do with your spiritual life. Join a community that will help you to keep your spiritual life alive. Very, very important. Bible says for those of us that are Christians, Bible says that iron sharpeneth iron. So join a community that will keep you alive spiritually. And that community also is where you are going to meet people that will stand as a social capital for you. And that takes us to social capital. God built life in such a way that we are not meant to do life alone. We are not meant to do life alone. Many of us that will always say, I love keeping to myself. I, me, and myself. It's not a good thing that has happened to you. Now, those that will say, I don't know how to keep friends. I don't have friends. I like keeping to myself. It's not really a good thing, because every human being is naturally designed as to be in touch with social lives. We are social animals. So keeping away from friends, not trying to make friends, not trying to mingle with people, it will rob you of so many things. If you don't have friends, if you don't socialize, you will not have social capital. And so social capital is so important in life that there are doors that money cannot open, but social capital will open such doors for you. So if you don't make friends, if you don't join communities, if you don't join groups, how do you join people that knows and have what you need? Information. There are many opportunities in this land. Oh my God. There are many opportunities for we, the Black nations, in this land. But the only thing that will give you access to those informations are the people that you mingle with. So now, when you don't like making friends, you don't like joining communities, no group, no nothing, how do you meet those people that will give you those informations that you need? That is social capital. Don't joke with social capital. Don't do life alone. Anywhere you find yourself, whether you're in the UK, or don't do life alone. It's not good to be alone. We are all designed to be social animals. So join groups. And people may go like now, oh, I've tried making friends, my fingers were burnt and all that. Many of us, we don't know how to categorize our relationships. And we don't also know how to make friends. If you don't have a personal value system, you are likely to always make mistakes when you are making friends. Why? Because you choose your friends randomly. There is no standardized criteria for making your friends. But if you have a personal value system that even when somebody wake you up from the stream of sleep, you should be able to say, these are my personal value system. You will know that if you hate lies with passion, you will not strike friendship with somebody that is a blatant liar. Yes. So all those things should be in your calendar whenever you're making friendship. You should check, and ensure that all those things that are deal breakers for you, you don't even entangle yourself with people that have such characters. Why? They are bound to break your relationships. Those your fingers are bound to be bonds if you don't check all these things. Then some of us that keep relationships, we don't know how to categorize our relationships. Somebody you see today, you call the person your bestie, you know little or nothing about this person, but you're already calling this person your bestie. There are those that are supposed to remain just acquaintances, but you are categorizing them as your friends. There are those that are supposed to be just church members, but you are calling them your friends. There are those that are supposed to be your church members and also your friends, but you are just seeing them as church members. After church, you move, you don't want to associate with anybody. So you must sit down, create your personal value system. After you finish creating your personal value system, it becomes your tool for creating your relationships. As you're creating your relationships, please categorize them. Oh, Amadi is my friend. Oh, Ade is my acquaintance. Chioma is my church member. Just categorize them. Call them exactly who they are. Oh, Hassan is my business partner. That is it. So that at each point in time, you know exactly who to call and what to call this person for. Don't muddle up your relationship. You start having problem in life whenever you see your relationship all muddled up, because you may use somebody that is not supposed to be for a particular thing, for that thing, and it gets it so messed up. There are people that will bring people for businesses. At the end of the day, the business will mess up. Not only that the business will be messed up, everybody will go south. Why? You are bringing a wrong person for a good reason. This person is not supposed to be your business partner. You know little or nothing about this person. This person is not good with money. Any money that goes into his or her hand, it vanishes into thin air. And you bring this person to do business with you, the business that involves millions. Before you know it, they're telling you stories of how they shot the bed and the bed ran away with the money and all that. And you start crying. Why? It's your fault. You didn't categorize your relationship very well. And for the fact that you have known somebody for 100 years, if that person does not suit a particular thing, don't bring that person. Pick everybody according to what they suit at each point in time. and you will see you'll be fine with your relationship. So you cannot do without social capital in this UK. At times I hear people, they will say they are so lonely. They are, from loneliness, before you know it, they are gradually sliding into depression. Why? They are doing life alone. Do you know the kind of challenges that comes up here and there, and you are carrying everything? There are things that will happen. You have a friend that you can just cry, a genuine friend that understands your tears. You don't have to carry all these things alone. There are things that will happen. You have people that you will call. Oh, I need so amount. I need so amount. And they will not tell you to bring the hair of your forefathers before they will give you such things. All these things boils down on social capital. Stop doing life alone. Stop carrying all the heavy burdens of the challenges alone. You need friendship. You need friendship, no matter how you see it. Friendship is highly needed. You need relationship. You need to join communities. You need to join groups. But please don't just join any community that you see. You see, that is why I'm laying emphasis on creating a personal value system. Any community or group you are joining, ensure that it aligns with your values, not the one that you enter and it will mess you up the more. Ensure that your value is protected at any point in time. Don't sell your values on a platter, because it will mess your life up. Imagine you, somebody that you hold integrity as a high esteem, is something that it means a lot to you, and you get entangled with somebody that messed up your name. Can't you see? You'll be so broken. It will even affect your mental health. So please stop doing life alone. Strike good friendship. Create quality relationship. You need these things. Social capital is very important. There are doors that money cannot open, but social capital will open them for you. There are challenges you will have here. Just a phone call, you'll be surrounded with people that they will share those challenges. Before you know it, they are all sorted out. There are things you'll be doing. Somebody will be telling you, oh boy, now only you did this WhatsApp group. What are you still doing here? Now start creating your exit group. Somebody will tell you, come, this thing we are doing is just for now. In the next 2-3 months, start creating your exit plan. If you don't have such people, before you know it, you start settling where you are not supposed to settle. If you don't have those things, you start settling where you're not supposed to settle. And before you know it, your mind is there, where you're supposed to update yourself academically, or even go for certification courses, personal development courses, to start planning for your exit plan. You settle. Why? Because you're doing life alone. You, yourself, and everything about you just there, triangular. You go to work, you come back, you manage to go to church, that is it. And after church service, before they will even say the last prayer, you are at the gate. You don't mingle with anybody, you don't greet, and you go, that's the way I've been like that. That's where I was brought up. Let me tell you, many of us are coming from such backgrounds, but we have to recreate ourselves. There's a certain level you get to life, you start reparenting yourself. When you see there are things that are not serving you, and probably during the time of our parents, you served them so well, but in our own generation is not serving you. You reparent yourself. You reparent yourself and restructure your value systems, as long as those are positive things that will help you in life. There are many families that they don't believe in friendship. I was raised by a father that doesn't believe in friendship. He will be laying emphasis that friends kills. Why? That was an experience he had. He was dealt with by friends. So he never believed in friendship again. So he continued feeding us with those friendship, friends, skill and all that. But when I go to secondary school, one thing about me, when I go to secondary school, I saw beautiful souls. I saw people that were kind. I started making friends. Yes, I may not be bringing all of them home, but I started making friends according to my value. And one beautiful thing our father did was that he laid a very powerful family values for us. So it was easy for us to connect with people that have such values as well. And that was how another thing is personal development. When I started developing myself and found the importance of friendship and creating relationship, positive relationship, I reparented myself. and blotted out that idea of friends can kill. Can friends kill? Yes. Can friends help? Yes. Can friends help you live a better life? Yes. It all depends on the friends that you create, and it all depends on your personal value system. If you don't have a personal value system and you don't choose your friends yourself, that's another thing. Friends don't choose me. I choose my friends. I choose my friends according to my value system. This does not mean that if somebody is giving me, a striking friendship with me, I'll just blatantly tell the person, oh no, I don't want to be your friend. If somebody is coming to me for friendship and I look at the person's values align with my own, it's an open arm to that friendship. But if I look at the person, all the things that I see as deal breakers, this person have them, I will respectfully and gradually disengage. That is how to choose your friends. Don't allow friends to choose you. This is very, very important. Very, very important. Why? You are in charge of your life. You should be the one that dictates what happens to your life. And this goes according to your personal value system. If you are here today and you've not created your personal value system, please, as you are living here, the first thing you will do is to create your personal value system this night. And don't do it haphazardly. I know that there are people that copy people's values. Some companies, they will say, oh, we stand for this or this. I know that people copy other people's value system verbatim. You will say, oh, I love integrity, honesty, but you're a blatant liar. That can't be your value system. If it's your value system, it should come from inside. So create your value system. Let it be something you do mindfully. You have a personal discussion, a deep conversation with yourself, and filter those things that mean a lot to you. Create your personal value system so that they will guide you as a tool in making friendship and creating relationship. And as you're creating relationship, please, like I said, categorize them accordingly. Then the next thing is opportunities. If you don't have friends, if you don't have social capital, opportunities will be passing you by. Imagine there is an information that comes up. There are things that information that can change your life in a twinkle of an eye. But because you are not with that group or that community that will reveal this information to you, you miss it. So these 4 cardinal points, you must be very, very intentional about them. Then there is one gift that every one of us here that many of us are not paying attention to. Many of us do not know the power they have in their mind. You see, the mind has the ability to create the future. You see that future that you desire. The mind has the ability to create it, and not just creating it, it will also create actionable steps to bring it to reality. As a matter of fact, before anything happens in this world, it starts from the mind. If you can't see it in your mind, my dear, it will not manifest in the reality. So many of us, we are not tapping into the treasure that we have in our minds. Why? Because we are too busy to think. This one is dealing with a whole lot of us. We are too busy to think. Somebody will tell me, hey, do you know, the last time I prayed, I don't pray again. I don't have time to pray. I even hardly time to eat. My dear, anything that makes you too busy to think is an enemy in disguise. I will repeat this. Whatever that keeps you too busy to think is a very big enemy in disguise. Why? Your power is in your mind. It is during thinking that you assess and process and analyze things and come up with ideas. There are 3 phases of having a deep thinking. Now, thinking has to do with a mental activity of processing information, forming ideas. When you are thinking, you are processing the information that you have. Then from those informations that you have now, you are forming ideas. And the ideas you are forming, they are coming up to solve problems. They are coming up to give you, those ideas are pointing to what you will do, how you will do this, and you will you will get a result. But if you are too busy, you can't process information. The informations cannot automatically turn to idea until you process informations. That's when they will come as an idea. When you have an idea, when you don't have ideas, you can't solve problems. You can't. Then the second, a deeper form of thinking is reflection. If you don't think, you don't reflect. Reflection is a deeper form of thinking that involves intentionally examining your thoughts. So after thinking and processing the information, you examine your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences. It involves introspection, contemplation, and critical analysis. If you only think and run out to go and execute, you may make mistake. Because when you process the information and they form ideas, you analyze the ideas. Analysis comes during reflection. Then the deepest one of them is meditating. This one is even you reconnect with your spirit to analyze so many things. It involves training your mind to focus and achieve a state of mental clarity. At that point, you will know that you are not acting or making decisions under emotion, that you are being logical, you are bringing in your reasoning, you have a mental clarity, and you're calm upstairs. At this point, you can create something that can change your life for good. Unfortunately, many of us do not think. I'll tell you a story. Sometime last 2 years, somebody chatted me up on Facebook very early in the morning. She introduced herself. She said she's a nurse here in the UK, that she saw somebody made a post on Facebook and tagged my name. She just clicked my name and got in touch. That this person is also a colleague. He said that what really got her attention was that this colleague was somebody that the transformation she saw, she was amazed. How can this be this person? And this colleague was talking about the experience she had in our academy. And after 1 month of exclusive training, the transformations, all the things she learned, the clarity, how she is now, she has found her path and she's building her legacy project. She said, if this thing I'm seeing on this person has to do with this name, Oluchi Madu, I must meet this lady today. Sure. So she chatted me up and she asked me about our academy, the enrollment and everything. She enrolled immediately that day. After our first clarity session, she was shedding tears. She said, do you know, at the beginning of this year, I made a prayer point. And that prayer point was, God, please direct me to what is my purpose exactly. I want to know why I'm here, what I'm supposed to do. I want to create my paths because time is no longer on my side. She said, in the next 2 years, I'll be 30, I'll be 40. So I want to start living according to my purpose. And as we speak now, this person has bettered an organization, a powerful organization that is powering up. You can Google the Growth Women, the Radiant Women Growth Network. Yeah, that was how it started. But when we were having conversation, what she was telling me, my biggest challenge now is that I don't have time. I don't have time is the reason why so many destinies are being wasted. Devil is using this thing to trap destinies. Gifts are being wasted. I don't have time. You are in a place that have trapped you. You don't think, you don't reflect, you don't meditate. No ideas, no nothing. Your time, you are so drained. You don't have time for yourself. Before you know it, any little time that you have, you are so exhausted. You can't even do meditation, you sleep off. Your life is like this day in, day out. So she was busy complaining. This is my biggest. I said, in your second clarity session, we are going to sit down and I'm going to create time from that your busy schedule. She thought it was a joke. And that was exactly what we did. That busy nurse that never had time, she has a family, all those things, her mind muddled up. At the end of the day, we created time from her busy schedule. Last year, when she launched her Facebook, when I was dancing like David, people could not understand. People from her office came to the launch of her book, a very powerful tool that is changing lives. And she said, Coach, so this is something that has been buried in me. not alone. And this organization has been in me, and I've been crying I don't have time. So, my dear, whatever that keeps you too busy to think is an enemy in disguise. From today, tell yourself that no 24 hours will pass you by without you thinking, reflecting, and meditating. This is where your treasure lies. This thing I'm talking about is where your treasure lies. Until you start doing these three things, that is when you can unlock your treasures. Nobody will do this for you. Nobody will think for you. Nobody will reflect for you. Nobody will meditate for you. It's a personal thing. God knows how important this is, how treasurable it is, and he implanted it in every man so that nobody will say, hey, it's because God gave some people mind and did not give others. That's why those he gave mind are succeeding and those without mind are not succeeding. All of us have mind. So we have an open check to sign whatever we want to withdraw from our mind, the treasure that we want to withdraw. So, my dear brothers and sisters, from today, let 24 hours never pass you by without you engaging in deep thinking, reflection, and meditation. This is where your treasure is hidden. Don't even joke about it. And let nothing comes between you and this. I always make a post. I do it periodically. And the essence is to keep people on check. And in our community, I also do it periodically. I say, those that do not think will always work for those who think meditatively. I'll take that again. Those who are too busy to think will always work for those who think meditatively. Yeah. If hard work, if success is rated by hard work, the men and women in the construction site, they should be the Dangotes of our life. They should be the Elumelus. They should be the people that are shaking things because they work the hardest. The physical, effort and everything. If hard work or physical, effort and all that is, if success is measured by that, they should be the most successful people. But are they? The answer is obvious. Those that make things happen, those that take the whole treasure and they are giving crumbs to people are those who think. They don't just think, they think, reflect, meditate. In this 3 episode now process, they cook something, bring it out. And those people that are too busy to think, they will call them to do what? Work for them. So start asking yourself question today. And the question you will ask, the answer you also realize will help you in this journey. Now, there's a unique advantage that we Nigerians have as heritage. There is a unique advantage that we have, our Nigerian heritage gives us, that if you are conscious of it, it will help you wherever you find yourself. When you remember the son or the daughter of who you are, it will help you, it will boost your courage, it will also motivate you. We Nigerians, we have the ability to study and understand systems. I was having a conversation with a British. It was actually a British that also reminded me of this. He said, Nigerians, they study and understand systems so easily. Now, if you're working in a system that you have a gift related to that system, don't just work in that system. Be diligent enough to study that system. Why? So that you can replicate that system. Why can't you own a system? You are not only designed to work in a system, you can also own a system. Yeah. Wherever you are working now, if you have the inherent gifts related to such environment, don't be carried. Don't just go there to do your shifts and go home. No. Study that environment. Please study that system. Study that system. When you study that system, you also replicate the system. Don't just be that person that will go there, you work in a system. Meanwhile, you have what it takes. You have what it takes to replicate that system, and you just leave that system. Work in that system, and at the end of the day, replicate that system. I'm just trying to mute everybody. I heard a sound now, and I don't want this video to be noisy. All right, so don't go to a system and just work in a system. Work in a system and also look for a way to replicate that system. This is very, very important. Unless you don't like that system, or unless this is not really what you want to do. But if it is what you want to do, don't be carried. As you are working, be also looking for a way to duplicate that system. Then we also have this resilience and tenacity to navigate through challenges. You think it's everybody that has this? Those that we are living in their land. Any little thing, they will cry, oh, my mental health, my this, my that. Hardly do you see any of us talking about mental health, because you know where we are coming from. We have seen 99. One is nothing. So can you start using this advantage? Can you start using it? Don't just use it for a survival mode. No, use it also as you are surviving. You are also creating something with it. Then we have strong entrepreneurial spirits. We have strong entrepreneurial spirits. There is one saying, they said, if you go to any place in the world and there is no Nigerian, run away. There is something wrong about that place. So don't think that those that are coming here to maybe to create a business, to start a business with their entrepreneurial spirit, don't think that they have 10 heads. It's just one head. And don't think that there is something they must have had that is an advantage. No, they came in here just the same way you came in here. The guy, Ayo, the guy that is handling my business registration here and tax and everything, he's a Nigerian. He has created his path and he's doing amazingly well. I mean, many of us, we came in here with so many ideas, visions. We came in here with gifts. We came in here with knowledge. What is happening to all those things? Why? The dreams we have, why are we hiding them? Why are we keeping them? You know, they're collecting dust. And we are thinking, oh, in fact, let me concentrate on this one. If you continue concentrating on this one and you are not finding those things, building your plan B, it will be difficult for you to detangle yourself from that place that you don't want to be. This is very, very important. So these qualities, these three qualities, can you start harmonizing them to think of what to do with them, not just to survive? I said I'm going to teach you how to turn your talents into a thriving business. But before we talk about talent, what exactly is talent? What exactly is talent, and how can I discover my talents? Because that is the beginning of this conversation. If you don't know what talent is, you can't harness talent, because people don't maximize what they don't know. So what exactly is talent? Talent is an inherent gift. Inherent gifts are those gifts that you came into this world with. They are natural. You did not learn them. Nobody taught you. You just came into this world and they are there. One of them is talents. One of them is innate abilities. Innate abilities are those abilities that help your talent to find the expression. Then the third one is personality traits. Why you act the way you do. You are an extrovert. When you go into a place, you know, you bring up the flame, you know, your presence bring the warmness and all of that. Those are your inherent gifts. You did not learn them. You do them effortlessly because they are natural. Now, talent is a unique inherent ability to do ordinary thing in extraordinary way to achieve extraordinary results. This is my own description of talent to a layman's language. In a way, every Tom, Dick, and Harry can understand it. Talent is that your unique inherent ability, the ability that you have. You came to this world natural with it. To do ordinary things, something ordinary, you do it in an extraordinary way, and it gives extraordinary results. That is what talent is. People may struggle to do that same thing that you did with ease because it is your talent. You came into this world with it. It's natural. But those people, they are struggling to do it, though they may, at the end of the day, still do something nice, but it's a struggle to them. And I've also come to understand, with my years of working with clients, I've also come to understand that many of us, we model up talent, skill, and passion together. These three things are different. Talent is not the same thing as skill. Talent is not the same thing as passion. Skill is something that you learned. Is something that you learned. Is a learned ability. Is not natural. Then passion is something that you grew, in the course of your growing, you develop an interest on something, maybe because somebody you look up to does that thing so well, or somebody did a particular thing so fantastically well, you fell in love with it, and you say, oh, I want to be like this person, and from there you develop passion for that. So these three things are not the same. While you can go very far with your talent, you may not go far with your skill or your passion, because they can die along the way. Why? They are not natural. You can get tired of it. People always grow out of passion. Haven't you seen a very beautiful project somebody set up? All of a sudden, they abandon the project. Why? Because is not, they are not naturally inclined to it. That's why I always advise people, if you want to build a project, a lifetime project, ensure that you create it from your inherent gifts. Why? Your inherent gifts are the things that you love doing, so you can never grow tired of doing them, and you continue doing them even if you're not paid. But if it's a skill you are looking forward to making money with it, when it has not started bringing in money, you can abandon it. You can fall out of passion of a particular activity. So I want to believe that this explanation is. Then there are four key characteristics of inherent gifts. Inherent gifts are natural. Like I said before, they are not learned. They are not, nobody will say, oh, I gave him that gift. Oh, because I have a teaching gift, I now gave him or her that teaching gift. No. These are the gifts you came into this world with. So they are natural. They are unique. There is nothing like, oh, it used to be, I used to have a teaching talent, and I also met Amaka that has the same teaching talent, exactly the same way I have it. It's not true. You may have 1,000 people having the same gift with you, but there is something unique about your gift, and that's what stands you out from the crowd. That is where your treasure is hidden. That is your unique selling point. That thing that makes your own gift different is your unique selling point. So your talents, your inherent gifts are unique. They are not like any other person's own, no matter how similar they look at. You can look at it. Somebody like, okay, Mercy Chinwe now. If Mercy Chinwe sings anywhere, even if you are not seeing her, you should be able to know, oh, this voice is Mercy Chinwe's voice. Nathaniel Bassey, if she sings, if he sings, you should be able to say, oh, this is Bassey's voice. They are all singing. They have singing talents. They have singing gifts. But there is something unique about them. And that uniqueness is their unique selling point. That's what stands them out from the crowd. Then the third characteristic is that your gifts are stable. There is nothing like, I have a teaching gift today, and along the line, that teaching gift changed to singing gifts. You can have many talents. All of them are stable. Yes, they can go dormant when you are not using them, but they don't change. They can evolve, they can grow. But changing from what they are originally created, no, they don't change. They are permanent. They can grow, they can evolve, but they don't change. They are stable. Then your inherent gifts are fulfilling. Even if you are not earning money from them, they keep you fulfilled. You are so fulfilled whenever you are doing those things with them. Whenever you're doing things with your talents, with your inherent gifts, you are fulfilled. They keep you joyous. They keep you fulfilled. Then, how do you discover your talents? Because this is always where people look forward to. How do you discover your talent? There are 7 questions according to our Talent Maximization Academy. There are 7 questions that lead to inherent gifts discovery. I want you to pay attention. In the course of this, you can also find your talent. So there are 7 questions that lead to talent discovery. And the number 1 is, what activity gives you joy and fulfillment even if you are not paid to do it? Is there any activity that you do that it gives you joy even if nobody pays you to do this? You are okay. Why? Because you just love doing them. My own was time immemorial. I love writing. I love writing. I won essay competition in my primary school. I love writing. I used to write for magazines, without pay. Uh, it gives me joy. Anything about writing. I can, within few minutes, pieces words together. And Tara, during our WAEC, within 45 minutes, I was done with my essay. The external invigilator, I went to submit my paper. I said, go back and read. I said, I'm true. He said, go back and read it. I ran through it again, went back. The woman was mad with me. He said, go sit down. Do you know that this is WAEC? Then our teacher was there. He said, it's likely that she's true. Immediately, my teacher said that. That was when the woman started going through my work. He was now looking at me, looking at the work. He said, okay, you can go and sit down. Meanwhile, there were people in that hall sweating profusely, crying. Why? It's my natural gift. Writing comes so handy for me. I've published 9 books and 3 journals. How I wrote my Facebook is a mess. Is one interesting story that whenever I share it, people will be laughing. I was working with an NGO. My boss traveled, and I was supposed to write a report to her, a report of an event that happened. So I sent the report in one evening. I think that was around 8 p.m. My phone started ringing. I looked at it. It was my boss. I was like, why is this woman calling me at this time of the day? I picked my call after exchanging pleasantries. He said, Oluchi, what again did you say you studied in the university? I was confused. What has this question now got to do? Where exactly is she going? I said, I studied pure and industrial chemistry. But I said, what were you doing in chemistry lab, mixing chemicals? Where and when you should be mixing words for people to find solution? He said, Oluchi, you write so well. You write so well. The report you sent to me, it was as if I was at the event. I read it with so much delight. He said, Oluchi, have you ever given a thought to writing a book? That was it. It was as if there was a struggle. It struck a chord in me. He said, you may want to give writing a book a thought. That was it. I narrated this to my husband. I said, I'm embarking on this journey. I want to write a book. My husband said, okay. So after 5 days, I told my husband that my book was ready. The man laughed. That kind of laugh of when they told Sarah that he was going to have a baby. The man laughed. He said, come, this is a book, not essay competition. This is a book. But when he collected, because I wrote it manually on an exercise book first before I started typing. When he collected the exercise book and started reading them, he sat down. He said, do you know this is a word class tool? That was how I published my first book, my very first book, in 2013. Until date, that book has been selling. It has gone through all the continents of the world, touching lives, changing lives. Imagine what I would have robbed the world of if I hadn't written that book. So writing comes so handy. I can write anytime. Even if you wake me up from the stream of sleep and tell me to write something, I will write it neatly. Another thing is training, speaking. If you wake me up to teach on anything about talent, purpose, gifts, potential, relationship, I am ready to speak to thousands of people without getting tired. And after that session, if you still call me, I'll come and speak. Severally, thousands of speaking engagements before I turned my gifts into business. I was speaking without being paid. And it was making me happy. Whenever I received speaking engagements, oh, I'm on top of the world. To the extent when I was pregnant, I was having issues with that pregnancy. I received a speaking engagement. My husband said, don't tell me you are considering going. I didn't say anything. After some days, I told him, please, can I go? I promise I'm going to sit down. I won't stand. That was how we see the agreement, that I was going to speak sitting down. I reached out to the organizer of the program. I said, please, can I sit down? Look at my country. She said, oh, fine, that's perfect. Before I could get there, they've already set seat for me. My dear brothers and sisters, I didn't know when I stood up. It was at the end of my speech that I noticed that I was in the crowd. I was in the crowd. Why? That is my inherent gifts. It gives me life. And you know, after that speaking engagement, I didn't fall sick 1 minute. I was revived. So your gift gives you life. So is there an activity that gives you joy and fulfillment even if you're not paid to do it? That could be a pointer to your talents. 2, what topic do you enjoy discussing and reading about? Is there any topic that whenever you see it or wherever you see it, you want to give your input, you want, if it's a book, you want to read it? Anything that has to do with talent, anything that has to do with potential, gifts, purpose. If I see a book, once I see, it has not even finished the purpose, I'm grabbing it, I'm buying it. There was a time I went book shopping in Lagos Island, in one of the biggest bookshops. The attendant of that book was asking me, ma, are you selling the books? I go book shopping as if I'm going, you know, the same way you go for clothes shopping and all that, that's the way I go for book shopping. And it's always on particular areas. So is there a topic that you love, you enjoy discussing and reading about? That could be a pointer to your gifts, to your talents. What is that activity that you can do over and over again without getting tired or bored? Remember the examples I'm sharing with you. You may start, you know, looking inwards now. Is there an activity that you can do over and over again without getting tired or bored? That could be a pointer to your talents. What ability do the people around you commend you for? What do they commend you for? Before I set up Talent Maximization Academy, my father used to call me Wisdom Bank. Before this Talent Maximization Academy came into existence, people usually come to me for business advice. You know, whenever I see people, when I hear people say, oh, I don't have a job in Nigeria, you know, all those things, it's a trigger to me. I'll be wondering, how can you say you don't have a job? You're not doing anything. You are carrying CV 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, looking for a job. Meanwhile, there are things you know how to do very well. I'll just sit down with the person. I say, do this, connect this. And before you know, people are coming with testimonies. I didn't know it was a gift until I met my mentor and he started training me on that. So what ability do the people around you commend you for? There must be one ability. You know, there are times they will say, Linda, we want you to be in the family meeting, or you know that whenever you are around, if they want to come up with issues, you know how to talk to them, you know, bring peace, bring your, and you think, it's because I'm a peaceful person. It's a gift. Rise up and mind your gifts. Yeah. Rise up and mind your gifts. You have friends that whenever they want to do anything, they will ask you, oh, how do you do this or do that? Or you are in a group, maybe in a class, whenever they teach, people don't understand it easily. And you can easily analyze it and people will understand it. You say, it's because I am brilliant. It's a gift. Rise up. There's something called analytical ability. That's what you have. It came to you naturally, and you will do amazing things with it if you can rise up. The man Joseph in the Bible, do you think that King Pharaoh just made him, do you think that King Pharaoh just made him prime minister because he was able to interpret the dream? No, not just that. He narrated the dream, interpreted it. He did not stop there. He analyzed the consequences and profiled solution. And the king was like, oh my, I don't care what this person did. I don't care whether they said he wanted to rape my wife. I must have this person in my cabinet. Imagine when a man heard that somebody wants to rape his wife, and because of this, they have already put him in the prison. But because of this simple gift, he was ready to forgive and forget everything and bring him into his team, as a member of his team. Not only that, I made him a prime minister. This can only be a natural gift that can do that. Many of us sitting here now are made for kingdoms. Some of us are made to be advisors to presidents, presidential advisors and all that, but they don't understand that they even have that gift. Imagine, they don't even know that they have that gift. How will you know when you have not discovered? So many of us are sitting on treasures and still begging bread. Until your eyes are open to understand what you have, you will never know that you are designed for greatness and success. So is there something that you do with so much ease, even when others do not find it easy? When I was describing about the 4 characteristics of talent, I made mention of this. Is there something you do with so much ease? Even when people around you, they don't find it easy. They will be looking at you, how you do it. Within a short period of time, you've done it. Like me now, writing. Within a short period of time, I've wrote something that when you look at it, you ask me, are you sure you just wrote this thing? Yeah, that's a gift. It could be a pointer to your talent. Is there any activity that you effortlessly do? You do effortlessly and still produce amazing results. Not only that you do it effortlessly, but at the end of the day, you still produce amazing results. You do it with ease, with little or no effort, and you are still producing amazing results with it. That could be your talent resting there. If everything was at your disposal, if all things, you know, the way we'll always say all things being equal, if everything was at your disposal, what would you rather choose to do? Minus bill. You wake up in the morning now, you are not thinking about bill. You are not thinking about how to pay all your bills, how to send money to Nigeria, how mama needs to be fed monthly, in all those things. You are not thinking about them because you have this money, you have it. Would you still be doing what you are doing today? Or would you rather choose to do something else? If yes, what is that thing you would have loved to do? And you are doing that thing not because of money, but because that is what gives you joy and fulfillment. That could be your talent. If you have gone through these 7 questions without bias, I must lay emphasis on the word bias, because in the course of my journey with clients, there are people that when they come into clarity session, during their RDD test, they will be tweaking their answers, tweaking their answer. When you ask them, they will say, I actually want my talent to be this. There is nothing like I want my talent to be this. And when you ask them, why do you want your talent to be this? They say, because this thing is lucrative. I tell you what, every talent is lucrative. If you know why your talent is given to you, if you can connect your talent to the problem it's meant to solve, you will become as wealthy as anything anybody can think of. Yeah, you are not, and another reason why people struggle, they will tell you my talent is not lucrative, is because they're selling their talents to the wrong audience. They've not discovered their audience. Who needs these talents? You are not designed for everybody. You are not Messiah. You are not created for, you are not omnipotent and omnipresent. You are designed for a particular audience. And if you can develop your talent, because the truth is that raw talent is like raw gold. You can't sell raw talent for a good amount if you don't refine your talent. Just like raw gold, you can't really sell raw gold. When you refine gold, the beauty and the value will be there. So if you're able to refine your talent and develop it and find those that they are meant for, the service you're supposed to render, the solution you are supposed to render, the problem you are supposed to solve, your talent will be as lucrative as anything you can think of. I will share a story with you. Favor is an alumni of Talent Maximization Academy. I met Favor at her lowest moment. Favor was looking for a job. To her, she said that somebody has tampered with her destiny because she has done a lot of things and nothing seemed to be working. In fact, to her, her uncle has used her destiny. So as she was narrating her story with tears in her eyes, and we ran through, we went through her RGD test results. I was seeing a very great person, but Favor was not seeing that person. So as she kept on complaining, worries all over her face, and I asked her a question. Do you know that sitting right here before me is a great woman? So she was thinking it was one of those things that motivational speakers say, ma, the major challenge I'm having now is that I need a job. I say you don't even need a job because you have the ability to create a job. She just looked at me and smiled and said, ma, you won't understand. As it is, my husband is down with nothing. Nobody in my family is doing good. Nobody is doing, nothing is moving. You don't understand what I'm telling you. My uncle has used my destiny. I said, okay, let's start. She joined the academy. When we are doing her lifetime project, when it gets to the time of her financial goal for the year 2023, I noticed that she was scared. She was scared to write meaningful amounts. I was telling her, you can't go through the academy and you're writing this amount for the first quarter. She was begging me, saying, ma, please, I want to start small. By the time it pick up, I don't want to be discouraged when I fail. I just shook my head. 2 months after the academy, Favor beat that financial challenge even before anybody. One beautiful thing about her is that she's a wonderful implementer. You know, there is a difference between hearing the instruction and also acting on the instruction. She has the ability of the two. Just like Abraham in the Bible, he was a wonderful instruction implementer. That's who Favor is. As we are talking now, Favor has created an academy for teachers. She has a teaching ability and analytical thinking ability. But her problem was that even before she met me, she has taught in school. She said, ma, I've worked as a teacher. You said I have teaching gifts. Why didn't I succeed there? I said, because you are with a wrong audience. You are not designed to be a classroom teacher. You are a universal teacher. She didn't understand it until we started developing her talent. Now, Favor has graduated thousands of teachers on how to use digital tools. Schools are hiring Favor to teach their staff members. Presently, she won a grant and she won a contract with TED Fund. If you know TED Fund, to train university lecturers in Nigeria. This was somebody that was wallowing in self-pity, saying that her destiny has been robbed off and all that. Somebody that was very scared to call millions is now recording millions as monthly targets. Favor is now the light in her family. Why? Because she reconnected with her authentic self, find her audience, sharpened the solutions she have to meet those that she was meant to serve. So today, what do you have that the world needs? There are many of them. Last cohort of TMA, somebody came, she was crying, she said, I don't have talent. Even after going through the questions, I can't find my talent. And she kept crying because those in talent in the academy, after their clarity session, they will come with balls of fire. Hey, I now know my primary talent, my secondary talent. I found my audience and I'm creating my tools now. I find my path. During her clarity session, the first thing she told me, said, Coach, I am running crazy because I can't find my talent. I've gone through the RDD test, nothing, I can't find my talent. We started the RDD test with her, one after the other. After the RDD test, I said, can't you see your talent? She is a born business mogul, a nurse in the UK, and now she's doing wonders in real estate. She never knew that ability to think, come up with business strategies and all that was a gift. And she was not using it. She was busy running to Kati. He said, he said, it's now that I started living because it's been a worry. When will I stop this running up and down? Because I know this is not where I was meant to be. I wanted a situation whereby something that I'll be doing that will be giving me joy and fulfillment. So today I ask you, are you ready to take your life into your hand? Are you ready to take back your life? Are you ready to reconnect with your authentic self? Like Benjamin Franklin that said people die at 25. I don't want anybody here to die before their time. Meanwhile, they are still roaming about, maybe at 75. When their flesh now die, they will, I want people, this is a movement. We need to start living our authentic self. And relocation should not swallow your dreams. It shouldn't swallow your gifts. Stop living as if you don't have options. You have options. Stop living as if what is left on the table is the only thing you can take. Do you understand? Or you start, relaxing where you're not supposed to be. Meanwhile, you're supposed to be sharpening your gifts and creating an exit plan, creating your legacy project, creating your lifetime vision, creating the goals that will meet those lifetime visions, so that once you have the opportunity, you switch. Don't live as if you don't have an option. And this is why I invited you, so that you take your life into your hands. The September cohort of Talent Maximization Academy is at the corner. Registration is ongoing. People are already enrolling. And for the people that have attended this training, you will get a 20% discount if you register before 24 hours, within 24 hours. There are 9 slots actually for this 20% discount. And once that 9 slot is gone, you are going to get it at the original price of £200. But 9 slots now is having a 20% discount if you can make your registration within 24 hours. So that you will take your life into your hands. You create a vision. In our academy, you will create your vision live. We create it with you. Goals, you stand with mind journey. You first of all detoxify yourself. A lot of things. It's a 1-month journey. So are you ready? If you are ready to take your life into your hands, then this should be an opportunity for you. I will now give room for questions. Please ask your questions. You can use, you can unmute yourself to ask questions or use the chat box. Either way, that's okay. Thank you. Oh my God, we have spent almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. This webinar was designed to be an hour. So we'll be leaving here at 8:30. So if you have question, kindly ask your question. We have 4 minutes to go through any question. Okay, somebody said, very insightful. Thank you so much for that feedback. Yeah, Linda. Linda happened to be the first person. I'm actually supposed to give you a gift. You were the first person to log into this Zoom. So, Linda, go ahead and ask your question.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I would like to find out concerning the talent, like in my case, I already know what I'm good at. I like coaching mostly, and I do coach people, because I don't like to see somebody getting stuck when I know
Fantastic.
I can be able to help them out. No, the problem is that I just give. So how do I get to start charging now to say, okay, now
that is where the problem is. Like I always tell people, knowing your talent and knowing your gift is not even the problem, because a lot of people know their gifts. They've even started on the journey. But you have to train and develop yourself in such a way that you meet those that can pay for your gifts. Yeah, you find your audience, and you also package whatever you have in such a way that it will attract your audience. So those are part of the things that we do in our talent maximization, the development of your gifts, because you are the message and the messenger. You must be sounding like your message, and your message must look like you. So those are the things that we do. Is a journey that you package yourself and also package your brand. I don't know if your question is answered, Linda.
All right, thanks. Yeah.
You're welcome. All right. Any other question? Let me go through the charts. We have to run. I didn't know we have spent this time. Somebody said this opportunity is wonderful. Yeah, it is. Thank you for the session. And the truth is that many of us may think, oh, I saw the advert and I click. That was what what's her name? The last set. She said, when I click on the advert, I even had another webinar that day, but I don't know what happened. As if God was saying, go for this one. And that was the person that said she didn't know her talent. And now she's doing amazingly well. Yeah, this will be a day that some people will look back and say, thank God that I also clicked on that link to register. Very inspirational. Thank you for the feedback. Esther, thank you for the feedback. Comfort, thank you for the feedback. Do we still have questions so that we call it a night if we don't have questions? Any other question? In absence of question, we call it a night. So in the next, thank you, Abayomi. That was great. Thank you so much. So in the next 24 hours, you will get a 20% discount from £200. And it's only 9 slots left for that discounted price. After that 9 slots, it will revert to £200. So with this, we have come to the end of this session. I hope I am not missing any question because I want everybody to be cleared. All right. And that is the end of the seminar, of the webinar. Thank you so much for being part of this webinar. And we call it, somebody say, how often do you do the cohorts? The cohorts comes 4 times in a year. February, May, September, and the last one is in November. Yeah. Patch, yeah. It comes 4 times in a year, yeah. LJ said, thanks for the section. You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. So with this, we have come to the end of